Good evening and welcome to this edition of the Evening News for today, Saturday, May 14th, 2022. I am Timothy Jaikran. Thank you for tuning in. In the headlines, East Coast Demerara man dies after being shot at Bachelor's Adventure. Norton says CVS of nominee important for meaningful consultations on constitutional appointments. 25 billion treatment plans to improve water quality across Guyana. OPR recorded 197 complaints so far in 2022. Police neglect most prevalent. And TIMEHRI man arrested with illegal gun after being chased by security guards. Now for the news in detail. We begin tonight's newscast by telling you that a 44-year-old man died this morning while being treated at the Georgetown Public Hospital for a gunshot wound. Dead is Kevin Phillips, a mason of Melanie, East Coast Demerara, who was shot to his right side abdomen sometime around 22:20 hours on Friday at Bachelor's Adventure, East Coast Demerara. An eyewitness told the police that Phillips was sitting on a culvert on the western half of Middle Road, Bachelor's Adventure, when a male ran up to him, pointed a handgun at him and fired a shot before fleeing through a cross street. The injured man was immediately picked up by the eyewitness and rushed to the Georgetown Public Hospital, where he underwent surgery for the gunshot wound. According to the police, Phillips died at 6:50 hours today while being treated in the intensive care unit at the Georgetown Public Hospital. His body has been taken to the Memorial Gardens mortuary to await a post-mortem examination. Investigations are ongoing. With President Dr. Irfan Ali and opposition leader Aubrey Norton slated to meet for a second time next week on several constitutional appointments, the chairman of the APNU AFC coalition has stated that information such as the curriculum vitae of the nominees being considered is critical to have meaningful consultations as are required by the laws of Guyana. Find out more in this Bisham Mohammed report.
President Dr. Irfan Ali on Friday invited opposition leader Aubrey Norton to a meeting at the office of the president, during which the two political leaders agreed that the consultations going forward will be guided by the provisions of the Constitution of Guyana. The meeting focused on the appointments to be made at the Integrity Commission, the Judicial Service Commission, Police Service Commission, and Teaching Service Commission. According to the Constitution of Guyana, members of these commissions shall be appointed by the President, acting after meaningful consultations with the leader of the opposition. However, prior to the engagement, the opposition leader had requested additional information on the names under consideration to take up the post. At Friday's meeting, President Ali agreed to make the CVs of the nominees available within 2 days. Following the nearly 3-long-hour meeting, Norton confirmed this to reporters outside the office of the president.
Basically, we agreed to engage, and we have now agreed that documents will be provided to us in keeping with the Constitution, and we will do an assessment and then engage again. That is basically it.
Why are the CVs important, Mr. Norton?
When I see the CVs, I'll tell you why they're important.
No, but
Because you need to know about people. I'm saying to you that first of all, we need CVs. The whole process of meaningful consultation has been defined in law. In fact, in the second aspect of the para, it says clearly that you need time to assess this, etc. So the CVs are needed. And once we get the CVs, we will do what we have to do. That's it basically.
Meanwhile, when asked whether he was satisfied with the meeting, the opposition leader, who had only appointed to the post last month after being sworn in as a member of parliament, told reporters that the issue is not about satisfaction, but rather following the provisions of the Guyana's constitution.
All I want to see is everything occur in keeping with law, in keeping with the Constitution. I think we have been able to make this point, and moving forward, we will operate in keeping with the Constitution and what meaningful consultation means.
This is the first meeting between President Ali and APNU AFC opposition since his assumption of office in August 2020, following the protracted and controversial March 2, 2020 elections that saw attempts to deny the will of the Guyanese people. President Ali had previously told reporters that the meeting would focus on constitutional matters such as the appointments of the various service commissions, but Norton had contended that he wanted to have discussions on other issues such as good governance. Bisham Mohammed, The Evening News.
President Dr. Irfan Ali has said that Guyana, like Norway, recognizes the importance of the blue economy, which seeks to balance human well-being, social equality, and environmental sustainability. He was at the time being presented with letters of credence from non-resident ambassador of the Kingdom of Norway of Guyana, Odd McNerud, on Friday at the office of the President. Here's Giles Bryan with the details.
At the accreditation ceremony on Friday, President Dr. Irfan Ali reaffirmed Guyana's support for international efforts to sustain the blue economy.
As much as the LCDS incorporates a strong commitment to reducing emissions from deforestation and forest degradation, Guyana is not oblivious to the growing concerns surrounding the harnessing of the ocean's resources. Guyana, like Norway, understands that the blue economy, like the low-carbon economy, seeks to balance human well-being, social equality, and environmental sustainability. As such, Guyana supports the International Declaration on Transnational Organized Crime in the Global Fishing Industry and the Blue Justice Initiative.
The head of state further noted that Guyana and Norway have forged a special relationship which was exemplified by the 2009 Agreement for Cooperation on Issues related to the fight against climate change, the protection of biodiversity, and the enhancement of sustainable development.
That momentous occasion was a watershed in relation between Guyana and Norway. It remains a model of how two states can partner to forge climate and environmental cooperation, and has helped to propel Guyana's low-carbon development strategy.
President Ali also thanked Norway for offering its expertise and contributing to Guyana's transition to a renewable energy mix. Meanwhile, the newly accredited Norwegian ambassador lauded Guyana's LCDS initiative and its commitment to the blue economy.
We also commend Guyana for signing the Copenhagen Declaration to combat transnational organized crime in the global fishing industry. Norway holds the secretariat for the declaration and provides funding for tools such as the Blue Justice Project. And these tools are also available to Guyana. Your Excellency, the development of a sustainable blue economy is vital for both of us as nations depending on the ocean.
Guyana and Norway established diplomatic relations in 1979. Giles Bryan, The Evening News.
Owing to a widespread complaint about the poor quality of water being delivered by the Guyana Water Incorporative, a massive water treatment project to the tune of $25 billion will soon be embarked on. Rupasino Rang tells us more.
Chief Executive Officer at GWI Sheikh Baksh announced on Friday that 12 large water treatment plants will be built to complement the existing 28 facilities across Guyana. An additional 10 smaller plants are to be built to fill the remaining gaps and provide better water quality for citizens.
The cry of the population in the coastal belt, as you all are aware, so many complaints from consumers, is the quality of the water. So treated water is important. The government over the next 3 years has committed to funding of a massive water treatment program. And GWI, as the executing agency under the Ministry of Housing and Water, has been mandated to proceed to ensure the completion of this treated water program.
Tenders for 7 of the large water treatment plants are scheduled for release by the end of May 2022. Between June and July, a pilot project will kickstart the smaller plants for complete coverage on the coastal stretch, where numerous complaints have been made about the quality of water being supplied by GWI. Upgrades to 10 existing treatment plants are to follow, with tenders going out in June.
We are moving at a speed to go out there to tender for contractors. It will be a design and build program for 7 water treatment plants. The other 5 will come later in the year to go to tender. We're hoping by the last quarter. In all of this, we have factored in the new housing areas. So over the next 2-3 years, those persons who are going to take up the house lots in the new housing areas will be given treated water also.
Another $5 billion has been allocated by government for coastal, urban, and hinterland capital projects. In Georgetown, replacement of the transmission and distribution lines are ongoing. Works at Lamaha, Cemetery Road, Newtown, and Vicenjan Road were completed. Rupa Sinarayan, The Evening News.
Coming up on the other side of the break, OPR record 197 complaints so far in 2022. Police neglect most prevalent. Please stay tuned.
The government of Guyana, in collaboration with CARICOM, will be hosting its premier Agri-Investment Forum and Expo. Don't miss the opportunity to showcase your products and services, network with local, regional, and international businesses and investors, and gain invaluable knowledge and exposure from pioneers in the agriculture industry. It's the first ever Agri-Investment Forum and Expo from the 19th to the 21st of May at the Arthur Chung Convention Center.
Play our virtual Chick Chick game today and get a chance to win big. With over 450 draws, 3 dices, and 52 bet types to choose from. You can also be a winner with Superbet. Visit www.superbet.gy or any one of our agents closest to you. Play responsibly. Terms and conditions apply. Must be 18 years and over.
The government of Guyana, in collaboration with CARICOM, will be hosting its premier Agri-Investment Forum and Expo. Don't miss the opportunity to showcase your products and services, network with local, regional, and international businesses and investors, and gain invaluable knowledge and exposure from pioneers in the agriculture industry. It's the first ever Agri-Investment Forum and Expo from the 19th to the 21st of May at the Arthur Chung Convention Center.
Welcome back. You're watching the Evening News. A 17-year-old male, along with his uncle, was arrested on Friday after police ranks unearthed a quantity of marijuana at the home of an East Coast Demerara businessman. Reports are that the businessman, 65-year-old Claymont Barnes, called Rastaman or Chubby, is currently before the court for possession of narcotics for the purpose of trafficking. Investigations led police officers to conduct a search at the man's Middlewalk, Buxton, East Coast Demerara home. At the time of the operation, a 17-year-old student was at home with his uncle. Police say a search was carried out in the presence of both these males, during which a transparent bag was found in the ceiling of the house, containing 22 transparent Ziploc bags with a quantity of leaves, seeds, and stems suspected to be marijuana. The teen and his uncle were informed of the discovery made and were escorted along with suspected cannabis to the Vigilance police station. The narcotics was weighed in their presence and amounted to 37.2 grams. Investigations are in progress. Amar Prasad joins us now to report that the Office of Professional Responsibility, which is an extension of the Guyana Police Force that investigates complaints made by the public against serving ranks, has recorded an increase in complaints so far this year when compared to the same period in 2021. Here are the details.
This is according to the head of the Office of Professional Responsibility, ASP Elston Beard, during a recent GPF program, where he said that the increase in complaints reflects the confidence of the public in the OPR's ability to execute its duties. While 197 were reported this year, only 97 were reported last year. Beard stated that police neglect and assault are some of the most prevalent among the complaints for this year.
Police failure to take action in matters that are reported, what we would classify as police neglect. Those are some of the prevalent matters. Persons go to the station, lodge their complaints, police fail to act promptly on those reports, or if persons believe that they are not getting the kind of justice, they feel that the police are not being fair in their investigations. Circumstances like those, persons would come to the office and make complaints. We also have complaints, persons, allegations of assault perpetrated against members of the public. Persons would come to the office. So those are some of the prevalent reports that we would have received, but mainly the neglect of duties.
In terms of police brutality, which was a major issue of concern in last year's complaints, the OPR head related that the number of those complaints remains the same. Feedback to the public by ranks while conducting their duties is another area where some issues occur, Beard said.
And one of the things I find that are sometimes responsible for some of these complaints, police are taking action. Not that police are not taking action. Police are taking action, but sometimes we fail to feedback. Feedback seems to be one of the issue, and if we can just if we're investigating, let's say we're investigating a matter of break and enter, and persons are arrested, they're not sure of the process where the matter is at, and so sometimes the failure for us contacting them and informing them, they would suspect that something seems suspicious, and then they would come to the OPR. I want to encourage our officers to provide feedback. It wouldn't take much if you just call the complainant and let them know, look, here we are, this is the stage we're at with your investigations.
However, the OPR head further related that in some cases, not all of these complaints by the public are serious and are not subjected to investigations.
Some of the complaints, as you mentioned, you asked that those where persons are exonerated. No doubt when those reports are made, not all of those complaints are subject to investigations. We would sometimes listen to the complaints, and we would engage the respective divisional commanders, and we would have those matters forwarded to them. Sometimes most of them are just an intervention.
Beard encouraged members of the public to continue showing confidence in the OPR and continue to report their complaints, which can be done by letter, email, telephone, among others. For the evening news, Amar Prasad.
A 30-year-old man of TIMEHRI, East Bank, Demerara, is now in police custody after he was caught with a .32 pistol. He was apprehended at about 2 hours today at Crow Street, Georgetown, by 3 private security officers attached to the Blackwater Tactical Security firm. According to police reports, the 3 security officers were doing residential checks or patrol when they stopped to purchase food on Light Street between Robb and Regent Streets, Georgetown. They heard several loud explosions coming from Regent Street and then observed a male carrying a yellow haversack running south along Light Street. They gave chase on foot behind the male, who was running towards a silver Toyota Spacio PPV 8934, which was parked at the corner of South Road and Light Street. As the security ranks approached the vehicle, another male exited the car and both men ran onto South Road. 2 of the security officers continued to chase the suspect with a haversack, who ditched the bag in a church compound. He was eventually captured on Crow Street, and the haversack was retrieved by the security officers. A search of the bag revealed a black .32 pistol along with 2 .32 spent shells and a magazine. The suspect was escorted to the Albertown police station along with a firearm and ammunition. Meanwhile, the motor car that was abandoned by the second suspect, who managed to escape, has also been impounded at the Albertown police station. The car was searched and a driver's license belonging to another male, also of TIMEHRI, East Bank, Demerara, and an identification card of a GDF corporal were found. The suspect remains in custody as investigations continue. Meanwhile, Acting Police Commissioner Clifton Hicken has lauded his sort of collaboration and partnership between private security firms and the Guyana Police Force in crime fighting. Concrete walkways are being constructed in areas across East Berbice Region 6 where residents do not have proper access and there is not enough space to build roads. Our Berbice correspondent Andrew Carmichael reports that the initiative is being undertaken in the East Berbice Quarantine region following an outreach by President Dr. Irfan Ali. Let's have a look.
At least 20 of the walkways will be constructed this year, according to Regional Vice Chairman Zamal Hussein, who also heads the Regional Works Committee. According to Hussein, Even though the work is being carried out by the regional administration, the project is being funded by the Public Works Ministry. Footpaths will be built at Rose Hall Town, Firish in the 5274 NDC area and Crabwood Creek.
They are using the force account to take contractors to do these works because many of these streets are not possible with vehicular traffic, so they have to make sure that they cast it. So most of these pathways is being done with concrete. So these work have started already. I think we do in about 20 streets in the region or even more.
The road when rainfall, it was very messy, bare water, nobody can get the road to use properly. But now it's making and we're very pleased that it's making and we're thankful for it, but we understand we're getting one side radar.
Before this didn't happen yet, it was very bad because I have kids and lots of body through the street here have little kids too. And for schooling and like sickness or whatever, you have to walk in a lot of mud. And we are very thankful for this. And my husband went to the meeting at the welfare center. Days we complained about the street, and that is where they take part of it and they call and take the address, and in a few days I see they start working, and that is very good.
And now them I make. Be glad I make them. That if you get sick, and anything can come, human dying for go out so, and anything want come up front so for go out this side.
While these small contracts are being executed, the Region 6 administration is expected to commence its 2022 road construction project shortly. Some of the work will be executed by the Public Works Ministry and some by the Local Government Ministry. Only recently, Local Government Minister Niger Daramlal called on contractors who bid for large contracts to leave the small contracts for small operators.
We will be doing a lot of streets, and the government will ensure that when they go into an area, they complete the area and then move from that area. So a lot of streets is being earmarked. In fact, the engineer already did the estimate right across Region 6. So you will see the largest street and starting very shortly.
Andrew Carmichael, The Evening News.
We will now take a look at the bridge reports.
Sedemwara Harbour Bridge will be closed to vehicular traffic on Sunday, May 15, 2022 at 2 hours 30 for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Berbice River Bridge will be scheduled for retraction on Sunday, May 15, 2022 at 15 hours 55 for a period of 1.5 hours.
Crandon hoping Harpy Eagles batsmen will score big. This and more coming up in the Sportscast, sponsored by Macor.
The government of Guyana, in collaboration with CARICOM, will be hosting its premier Agri-Investment Forum and Expo. Don't miss the opportunity to showcase your products and services, network with local, regional, and international businesses and investors, and gain invaluable knowledge and exposure from pioneers in the agriculture industry. It's the first ever Agri-Investment Forum and Expo from the 19th to the 21st of May at the Arthur Chung Convention Center.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Satco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store, located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rheinveld.
Miners, welders, and contractors. Have broken parts caused you tremendous downtime? Do you need an extra heavy-duty, dependable welding machine that will get the toughest jobs done and can also double as a generator to power all of your tools? Well, your #1 industrial solutions provider Sylvies has you covered. We currently have in stock the Hobart Champion Elite Arc Welder and Generator. This capable electric start generator produces up to 11,000 watts of AC power to run tools, work lights, or backup power during an outage. It can simultaneously deliver 150 amps weld output and 8,000 watts of generator power and can run up to 14 hours on one 12-gallon tank of gas. This portable generator handles mild steel, stainless steel, and cast iron with a maximum thickness of ½ inch in a single pass. So what are you waiting for? If you can't make it to our 31 High and Hatfield Streets Georgetown location, we can deliver. Give us a call on 227-6226 or WhatsApp us on 623-7755 or visit our website sylviesonline.com. Sylvies Industrial Solution, proudly serving Guyana for over 4 decades.
Over the years, ISG has been providing all sectors across Guyana with quality products and outstanding customer service. Proud distributor of NP and Ultra lubricants, engineered for tropical conditions. International trucks and parts, leading the change. SEM Machinery, a Caterpillar brand. SKF bearings and mounted products. Napa batteries. Tide power generators. Discover the greatest source of power. Industrial Supply of Guyana Inc. The best opportunity to make the right choice.